a sort of mandate of a number of goals that we wanted to hit. And the first one that we'll talk about
here we go,
AI
guys.
execution, which is just the behavior of agents in the game as you're playing. We wanted to make sure that the characters were able to use their skills and their spells and things in a much more intelligent and reasonable way. We also wanted to promote better movement, tactical maneuvering, and that kind of thing. And all of that is empowered by having better environmental awareness within the engine itself. And that leads us to the ability to create a wider variety of behavior archetypes, so we can have a lot broader depth to all of the creatures that we have in the game. We also wanted to make sure that some of the old infamous exploits in the AI were taken care of, and we had to do all of this, interestingly enough, with an even stricter performance and memory budget than we originally had.
The other thing that we wanted to hit on was improving the designer quality of life, so to speak. We wanted to be able to support more actions that the designers could use in creating creatures to give them that broader range of behaviors. But we also wanted to be able to have more autonomous behaviors from the creatures so that they weren't so tightly scripted. And of course, a lot of times when you have things that are scripted, you have brittleness that results. And so we wanted to be able to save the characters from those brittle behaviors. But most importantly, we wanted to be able to encourage faster development time of these creatures, because in an MMO especially, when you have literally hundreds of different types of characters, being able to iterate on them quickly and create the AI for them is of paramount importance.
So one of the key pillars we had for maintaining that iteration speed was...
Taper, thank you so much. Is it Taper or Tapper?
System at ArenaNet, which is
I heard you say it one time and I was like, I'm going to remember that, and then I forgot.
Now, we try to maintain a distinct line between code and content.
Or am I wrong on both?
Illustrating how that works as we go along today.
Ah, you son of a bitch.
At the high level, though, the content division from code
Thanks.
is basically like this. The content is external XML data. It's all designer edited. It provides configuration and visualization to the code itself. And it allows recombination of prefabricated code elements into new and unique
okay, top here. All right, I'm going to put that in my notes next to your name.
It does not change at all while the game itself is running. Code is, of course, code. And it implements the building blocks that content relies on, but more importantly, it consumes content to know not only...
How's it going, man? I haven't been able to catch your streams in a while.
This gives us a lot of dynamic flexibility and power, and allows us to recombine elements at runtime as opposed to just at design time.
I can't do this right now. I was thinking, oh, I could watch this while I'm working on this stuff, but I can't. I haven't streamed in a fair bit. Just cooking behind the scenes. Fighting my urge to drop Godot, as usual. All right, if you're willing to ditch Godot for C and Raylib, we could go together, brother. We could go together. I've been on the fence between Odin and C, and I'm thinking C is actually the most practical choice in that it's applicable. If I walk away with nothing, I walk away knowing more C, you know. We could do a jam game together. From scratch. I was thinking a really simple game to make in a first-time language. It got image. Yeah, I got it going last night or 2 nights ago, real quick with it. Raylib was really easy to get going. Yeah, it goes real fast. I was thinking, so there's a YouTube, oh god, do I dare? I never open YouTube on stream because you just don't know what your recommends are ever going to be. Okay, they're decent. What the fuck? You guys are going to think I'm a freak. Look at this. This is my recommendations. It's just on crack. Okay, what was it? Mario Paint fly game. I thought this would be a fun thing to make. It wouldn't take long at all. But this old hidden fly game in Mario Paint, where I forget what you do. You do something and you unlock it, and then you just slap flies with the mouse. And then there's like a boss that comes up. But with Odin, I'm in the stages of how the F do I concat 2 strings. Yeah, dude, you're low. You're flying low. Yeah. You gotta do it yourself. You gotta do it yourself. Yeah. Yeah, the lower you go, the more you understand certain things, and you're like, oh, I get it. Really? I love the docks. I do wish that the one thing that I wish with the docks though is that it had a I don't think it has an index. It's just a giant list, right? Or at least browsing it. There's something weird about browsing it. Oh, okay. There's something weird. Overview. I don't like this. Where the functions live. I see. Now, is there API? Is Odin? Is the Odin? The functions that are available from the start, are those written in Odin? Like, can you look in the source and see them in Odin? Because that would be nice. C's like that. The standard library and everything. Okay, cool. Although standard library, it's my understanding standard library is not the best. In C. Mud, how's it going? It's gonna be a short stream today. We got a list of things we're trying to get done. I don't know what you've seen of the game so far, Mud. We're working on the mouse support. It's gonna have to be a blend of keyboard and mouse. We can't go full mouse. If we go full mouse, we're looking at basically making a mobile game interface. And the problem with that is we don't know when the user's going one or the other. We just got this screen up that shows I just made this graphic here. So this is the controller stuff, and I suppose I should also have a keyboard mouse diagram as well. Maybe I could make this a tab thing, and I could actually probably detect if they're using one or the other. But we're doing mouse support. We're getting it going. It's a little choppy right now, guys. Sorry about that. That's because I'm streaming to YouTube as well. I'm going to set up my second computer, one of my old iMacs, to do the encoding for the YouTube stream. So I'm just going to split it out through an old capture card that I have out to YouTube. To YouTube. I have an HDMI splitter that strips HDCP. But we can use the mouse here, so we can use the mouse for moving and attacking. So I can. This was fun to do. This was like really fun to implement. We have that, and then we can attack. The menu needs some working around, so we can rotate around here. So camera rotation is Q and E right now, and we don't have. There's no remapping. And we don't have, so now we have these arrow directions for picking where your character is gonna face at the end of their turn. Is mouse support tricky? It seems like it could be with a perspective thing. It was at first. The way that I had to solve it though was I'm casting a ray from the mouse, and I'm building a mesh out of collisions. So I'm taking if I turn on collisions, you can see what's going on here. Or if I turn on the visual collision shapes. So we're just taking the mesh and then building collision shapes with the same triangles. So if you look here, so this is the collision mesh just wrapped around everything. So we cast a ray from the mouse, and then whichever one we hit, we look up the one of the nice polished things about the way that I'm doing this is the like really like game feel thing. I'll show you here in a second. Are you thinking like SDL? Colin, I have no doubt, Tupper, that Colin wouldn't mind talking to you about this. if I can spell his last name. I don't remember if he's underscore. I can never remember, damn it. There's people that use their full names. Fools! You have to have a weird internet handle from the 90s. What's wrong with you? And I gotta open up Discord. I thought it was 2 L's. Is it? Do I only have... Okay, hang on. Two L's. Is there no underscore? There we go. No underscore. I thought that was an underscore. Dude, this is my first internet handle. I was on the internet in like 98 going, what's a cool handle? Sitting there and I'm like, well, I like it if I do something with the same phonetics, but I change the spelling, which is like totally 90s, right? It was X everything. And then I was like, well, Cricket. I was thinking Cricket because of something like the awkward pause and the cricket sound effect that plays in like cartoons and stuff. And I felt like that kind of fit my personality. And then I liked the fact that Cricket, the way that I'd messed around with it was like the same. It was like 3, like there's a K and then there was 2 letters and then a K and then 2 letters. And then I also liked that it looked interesting depending on the font, capitalized K's or lowercase K's. So I could kind of change it based on like the interface that it was on or whatever. And I just went with it. Yeah, but one last thing. Let me show you the quality, so you can actually see this is the direction choosers just sort of floating off to the side right there. But one of the quality of life things that I really appreciate with what this mouse is doing is if I go along the bottom here, it picks the top layer. So if you have many heights, like many blocks that make up the same thing, it picks the top still. Like, see, like I feel like that's great. So that's really cool. And that the only way that was possible is if I built a collision mesh for every single. I also like the easing. I might get rid of it for mouse movement. Mud. But yeah, I kind of like it too, but I think it should be faster for mouse. I'm a balloon stand. I might get rid of the bloom. It might be artificial. It might be an artificial bloom. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So the things that we need to work on, I'm going to try and get as much possible so with disable camera rotation at the menu screen. So that's basically what I'm trying to do is get this prototype as cleaned up and buttoned up as possible so that when people play it and they're like, I found a bug, it's not something I already know about. It's like something new. So right now, if you're at the start screen here, you can see you can rotate the screen. We don't want that. And really I just put the stage on the start because I wanted some sort of background, and I was like, I don't have time to make something. A little bit overpowering. I agree. There's a problem, and that's the thing. That's the reason why I kind of have to get rid of it, is because it depends on the lighting and the cell that's being lit and the direction of the source lights and all that stuff. And so sometimes it can be really overwhelming and sometimes it's exactly right. So unless I write something that takes into account the lighting of the cell that it's on and adjusting the amount of emission, the amount of bloom that you see will vary drastically. And I just don't, right now, I am not going to spend the time to do that. But you see that highlight there, that's pretty damn bright. And basically we're just showing the cell without we're drawing a texture on it without calculating lighting or shadows, so just pure color. And I think that would be enough, so that if we just had a pure color yellow, this yellow here that you see in the middle here, I think that would have the effect of appearing to be quite bright by just not allowing the see how he's like this right here, basically just not projecting the shadows and everything on it, right? I think that might be enough to have it appear to be kind of bright. And then if I can fake the bloom by literally just having a texture that that bleeds off the sides, you know, that just has like a gradient coming off of it. And then it would kind of appear to be a bloom, but it's not actually doing that. And then it would be the consistent. Right. Yeah. It's like a virtual thing. I get what you're saying. Yeah, this isn't like what we're seeing here, and I might have it. I do feel like showing the grid like this when you're in this. This is totally unintentional because it's the debug. But showing the grid like this, I think, is actually useful, and I might just do anyways when you're in this mode, so that you can kind of get a read of the entire battlefield proper. But yeah, there's the Tron mode. It's like a Tron overlay. It's not really there. Bop 2. Yeah, I mean, I think Mud's trying to do Rust for it, but I've read a pretty interesting. There's a pretty interesting take from a game dev who started doing game development in Rust. They had a background in C++ before that, and they're in the industry, and they're basically like, yeah, we're not doing that ever again. And there was a lot of interesting reasons why. I'll have to track it down. I can send it to Mud. But there's a real problem with Rust and iterating, and also you kind of have to know. It's kind of got the same OOP problem, but from a I need to know everything that I'm doing memory wise up front kind of thing. And you start to get sort of locked into certain things, and it's really hard to pivot. And with that kind of problem comes up in you think in the land of nouns, and everything has to fit within a paradigm of inheritance and all this stuff. Even though the funniest thing about object-oriented programming is any decent object-oriented programming tutorials nowadays tell you about inheritance and then immediately tell you not to use it and to avoid it like the plague, which is like the core feature of object-oriented programming. They're like, yeah, you can inherit, you can have these classes, blah, 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 but don't do it. Like, you want to avoid that. It's like, what? I think Rust is great for the core of the engine, not the user surface stuff. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the nice thing that Mud's coming from, is that you're so versed in Lua that he could easily build something that's like the heavy lifting is in a lower level, and then the scripting stuff is higher. He's already got the AI worked out, and actually he could probably make it really fly if he didn't have all the limitations. Yeah, I'll use whatever is available and speeds up my work. And that's that's also programmer preference, right? So, I mean, if it's just like tools, it's just like VS Code versus Visual Studio versus whatever the hell somebody wants to use. And the same with programming paradigms. It's just like if you're used to something and you can cook in it, then cook in it, you know? It's like trying to tell somebody, I mean, that's the thing is this is all from my perspective. Right. It's like telling somebody who can cook a hella good omelet. They like the meanest French omelet you've ever had, right? It's just rich. It tastes like there's cheese in it, even though it's just egg and butter. but they're so good at making it, and you start telling them, well, you know, the pan you're using is wrong, and the kitchen you're using is wrong, and so you tell them to change it. You tell them it's going to be all better, and they make a fucking burnt omelet every time after that, or a burnt French omelet, and it's like, maybe just let people work. There's also that. That's the thing. Like, I hate dispensing advice. I hate dispensing advice because I hate those clips of like the influencers and them spreading out advice, because it's like, I don't know, man. Like, a lot of it comes from experience, and sometimes you have to earn that. And I'm saying hate, and that's a strong word, and I don't really mean it like that, but it's just kind of, yeah, I don't know how I would have made it through that if I had started learning programming and there was all these YouTube videos telling me everything I was trying to do was wrong, and then somebody else saying everything I was trying to do was right, and then somebody else saying something else. Dude, I don't know, analysis paralysis. I wouldn't be able to just go. I'm still considering Odin too. I just don't know if it's used widely enough for me to want to venture into it. Yeah, I get that, Mud. I think though that it's so low level that the benefits of learning it, it's just gonna make it so that if you pick something else low level, you'll already be able to think that way, and it gets rid of all this sort of like pains of C. My university professor made Java 101, made us write static only classes, and said, in 10 years, you will thank me. You know, it's funny. If you look at my game class here, that's all it is. Everything is static. Everything's static. All my structs are static, except for the Godot stuff that I have no control over, that are overrides, that are the OO side of things, right? That's not really OO, but the overrides for the functions like ready and process, but like everything else is completely static. So the event handling is not, because that's from Godot. Actually, this could be static. I don't know why this isn't static, but everything should be static. I say that, and then these ones aren't, but they can be static. They should be static. Yeah, so there we go. So that's static. If we keep going down, everything's static. Should be. It can be and it should be. Yeah, static. Static. Yeah, Tapir, Tapir. There we go. Tapir is. We were talking about messing around with Raylib or some sort of graphics library in a different language. Colin can answer language questions about Odin. Colin, before he was using Jai, he was on Odin. Yeah. All right. You guys can talk. I got to do some work here, so I'm going to try and get some work done here. So if we're on, we need some sort of like the game has started, and we might already have this. Let's see. And my wife has made me toast and egg. I like my egg over medium, is what we say in the States. I like it runny, a runny yolk in the center, but not on the outside. We need to leave it at 10. Son of a bitch. Okay. Son of a bitch. God, this Although even the syntax-wise is resembling Go, the philosophy and internals are very different. Well, yeah, because Go is garbage collected, right? I don't think it's memory managed, right? I don't think Odin is not, but I'm not 100% on Go. I don't actually know. Yeah, it's garbage collected. Right. Go is, yeah. And I feel like for a game, if you can avoid garbage collection and you can think without it, then that's the way to go. Because again, you know, you got something going on. There's a draw happening or something, and it takes a little bit longer, and that's when the GC fires, and you instantly have a frame hitch. C++ is just garbage. So stage. I'm just looking. Auto loads, AI, state, next turn. So we could have a state of nothing. Like a state of none. So the starting state could be like none. And then we could use that to determine if the game has started or not. Like that's the only state you'd see at the beginning with nothing happening. We'll do that. So current state equals, just to start it out, it would be state none. Okay, so I think I need to change the background because this thing is making me chug. And Dancing Ninja. What is Dancing Ninja? I don't remember this. Oh, that's right. Carlton dance. Ooh, we're gonna do Carlton. Does he oh, just the crotch. We'll do Carlton dancing. There we go. Oh man. So then what are we checking for overall? There's like an overall current action scene battle. Oh, we already have, okay, hang on. Hang on. Let's get rid of none. If we don't need it, don't. We have current action, which is weird, but whatever. Current action. Scene battle. Scene battle. Scene current action. There's only one reference here. Current action. I don't know. None. Our default will be none. So now if we're on none, that should solve the problem, but then when we start the game, we're not gonna be able to do any inputs. Except for mouse. No, give it to me, Poostag. I just changed that myself. Main menu. CS. Auto loads game load stage. Oh, we just say game because it's a static now. Okay. All right. Load stage. So load stage can change the... So load stage here, we can just change the current state. Or what is it called? Current action? Is that really? What is this name? Stage. What the hell did I... What is this name I chose? Current action. Scene. Okay. Current action stage. Scene battle. What is this name? This name is awful. Current action. Okay, so now if we start the game, we shouldn't be able to rotate the scene in the background. Then when the game starts, all the inputs will fire up. Let's double check. Okay, so we can't rotate. I can go up and down on the menu with the keyboard. I'm going to hit start with the mouse button. And now I can rotate. Okay. So that's fixed. Let's turn off the collision shapes. And we can throw this over here. All right, Pooh. Here's the new wallpaper background from Pooh. I guess I'll have it in the middle. See, it needs to be 16 by 9. We could do fill. That works. Is this too? Yeah, we need to make it a little less, like 20. A little bit more. 15. All right, guys. And builders are when you need to make more complex operations generally. All right, I'm gonna shove food in my mouth. I gotta hide my face. So it's a really short stream today, guys. Really short. Okay, so another bug is when we're choosing an attack location not inside the attack area, it'll still consume the attack menu. So, I believe there's the target. We're just using target as the name for target direction, target ability, select attack, target, confirm ability. So we have target ability. We create a cursor shape. We create the fill shape. Or the attack area shape. Some of this needs to be better. And we hide the menu. Here's where something goes wrong. So, if the effect resolves... we do this. Otherwise, we say select attack. And then we just show the ability menu again. So the consumption of the menu Where's that coming from? Theater menu item disabled. Effect resolved. Ah, that's the problem. That is the problem. So when we go to confirm ability, we need to check that the cursor position is within the attack area. Otherwise we're not doing it. And the effect resolution can come before we test to see if we're AI. So, okay. Troll, me troll heart, get wormsies. My troll heart gets wormsies. I could visit just because I'm still working. Nice. I'm gonna be trying to stream earlier. I don't know if that's good or bad for you, Poostack, to be able to watch. I gotta remember to keep eating. So really, this can happen in current ability resolve, because we can check the ability area and be like, yeah, you can't resolve to that. I think that's something we can do. I feel like this is something I set up that I got rid of because I think it caused a problem somewhere else. I could visit. Oh, let's see. If I work longer, it works for me, but that might not happen often. In between 16 and 21. Of that 1600. Mm-hmm. It would be cool. It would be cool to be able to assign time zones for people, so when they message, you could see what time it was for them. Is it cold there, Pooh? Are you guys starting to get cold? Our weather's starting to change, but we haven't had a good, like, we haven't had a freeze yet. We haven't had a freeze. That's when you know winter started. Usually our freezes are, at least here, the first freeze is I don't know, they call it like a flash freeze or whatever. It's like a really intense yeah, I'll check that out, Colin. Oh, is this you want me to see the shared video? Attack fill. Current ability, get attack fill. Okay, cool, cool. Okay. So we're going to have an if statement here. And this could break things. I don't know. But basically... And then we're saying if the ability effect resolved. So we could say the default is that it did not. Let's go up here. Yeah, resolved is false by default. And see, I can't remember the index of. Okay, so if the attack fill has and this is the attack fill. This is how the attack fill builds out. So if the attack fill has exists within, if the position exists within the attack fill area, then we do all the checks that we do to see who it hits and all that kind of stuff, and then we resolve the ability. Otherwise, there's no effect. We haven't resolved it. The ability has done nothing. Although I don't know, the term resolved is going to bite me in the butt later on. I know that. So if the effect is resolved, okay. And I have this else statement. This else statement has never technically fired. So this might break some things as well. Let's see what happens. Okay, so the AI doesn't appear to be busted. Maybe. Maybe. Okay, no, we're fine. Okay. Okay. Now we move up here. And then we attack. So we're going to pick a cell. Son of a bitch. Surprise stream. I try to stream this at this time, even an hour before this, technically. It just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. Getting going in the morning. What the hell happened? What the hell happened? Oh, just with the message. Oh, yeah, from yesterday. Yeah, I do have to leave at in less than an hour. I have to go. I just wanted to get something done, right? No 0 days or something. All right, let's bust out. I want to get this prototype. I'm having a 0 day. I want to get this prototype out, and I want to get it out on Friday, but it might be next week. I'm just excited to kind of get this in people's hands and have them mess around with it. But there's like a couple of things I want to add, like additional, like the idea of like a heal and stuff like that. We don't have any of that going on. Just to make the battle a little more interesting. Also, everybody's move sizes are the same and stuff, so I need to adjust that. Just dedicate a thought to it. Is that like for a dead relative? You put the picture up on the wall when you're leaving the house. You see it? Okay, so we move up here, and let's choose for game. We're looking at so select attack, target ability, set shape. Active cursor. So confirm ability. This is where we want to see what happens. So attack. Okay. And let's step in. And effect new. So we have a struct here. We increment. We assign. So we start building on our struct. We build the fill, and let's see what we get for the fill. We'll just go ahead and go here. All right, so we get a vec4 array, 3 7 3 6 3 8 2 7, and our target position is 3 7. Wait a sec. Wait a second. That is not the position I clicked. There is no way that the built attack array... Hold on a second. Because the answer would be yes. The answer would be that this exists in here. What the hell is going on here? Hang on. So the attack field that we drew here... Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, we're using the actor current position. Not, I was like, hold on. No, 3-7. Hold on now. Hold on. What is going on here? Cursor position. So confirm ability, current state, target, P cursor accept, else if target ability, P cursor, target direction, active cursor. Wait a second. Target move. So we never... How was this ever working with the cursor? Hang on. So this is when we're in cursor mode. Target direction. Active cursor. Mouse... Okay, so we set... Oh, we never changed the... Okay, hang on. Cursor position. So this... Direction. Try move cursor position. Mouse last grid position equals position. Try and move. So try and move should assign to that. And if we check the this is a weird one, guys. If we look at it from above, let's look at top view here. Our zeros are here. So 3, so 0, 1, 2, 3. So we clicked here. So this is already wrong. It should be 2. And it would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It should be 2, 8 where our cursor was. And somehow we're 3, 7. So it thinks we're here. But we're here. So... so one thing we could do is just pipe out the cursor position as we're moving it around, just to kind of see see what we're getting for it in real time. Now, see, I'm using debug right line, but I need to add something to my mGUI stuff where I can just pop it like it's hot. I need to just throw out a some sort of basically like a terminal window in that where I can just spit this stuff out in. Cursor position. Okay. Now let's see what it's thinking everything is as we move it around. So I got two builds running right now. This one has the changes. She's going slow. I should make him an AI. Let's do that, just so we can do this faster instead of watching everything play out. Attack. Okay. What the fudge? So when I clicked... Oh! I think I know what's going on. Okay, so... how do I explain this? Using two different editors kills me. I keep doing the wrong inputs. All right, I'm going to kill this one for now. Sarah. Where am I echoing shape out? Oh, that must be leftovers from the, so that's coming from theater. I don't need you. So when I choose... God damn it. How do I just... How do I split it up into two? No, I don't want it. I want it in the editor. Whatever. It's got to be this. Set current state. State select attack. Select attack show menu ability. We don't really need the state for that. Okay. Let's set some breaks here. We're going to try and figure out when... But we see the cursor change. I always get commercials in Spanish on my smart TVs. By the way, the Spanish is the Spanish commercials I get. It's like, really? So see, I don't know where to get the prints. I don't know where to get the printouts that I'm doing, the debug write lines in Visual Studio. I can never see them. I have no idea where they are, but I never see the damn prints anywhere. I don't know why. But debug write line in Visual Studio just never, I never see them. It's an output. Well, here I am. And it just never happens. Change the filter. How do I, is it build? Do I do it in build? No. Debug? Is this the filter? So now I can't use that to determine what the hell's going on with the cursor. I mean, do we hit this? Okay, so we'll step in. All right, so we go through here. All right, now is there something in here about the cursor? No. So we return the fill. And then this is the weird part. Attack fill in our position. So our position is 7-2. And what do you know? The attack fill has it. So the cursor changing before is before that. So then let's go here at confirm ability and let's watch cursor position. Does console write line work? Oh, I don't know. Probably I could try that. I mean, I am showing I'm in debug. I'm doing debug so that when I make a build, I don't accidentally have like a bunch of crap printing out if somebody runs it through terminal or executes the game through terminal. It's not just like spitting out a bunch of shit. Okay, so it's before that. See, this is going to make it hard. I need the tools in here, but the prints really help me kind of narrow some things down. Start. Attack. And what is our current cursor position? 8-1. So that seems right. Because we would be one off. So that's right now. So then we set current state. So let's step in. Current state. Decompiling. We don't need to decompile. No. No. Go back to game. Let's keep going. Then we go find the state. If we're AI turn. If we're not AI turn. Wait, what? Oh shit, this is what's doing it. Confirmability, we would always not be AI turn though. So this is the that's what's doing it. Okay. So that changes our cursor position because when we choose that menu, the cursor's set to go back to the player. So if we cancel, so it's either the effect is either resolved or it is not resolved, and so we can do this resolve effect. So it's always going to bring up the menu. So this should happen after. We can delete this. And let's see. This should fix it. Okay. Okay. So attack. Okay, so yeah, nothing happened. Attack. Okay, so then let's attack somebody else. All right. Bug fixed. Okay. Yay. Oh, by the way, I should turn on the camera again. I'm still eating. You're gonna see me shove bacon in my mouth. GG. We're getting it. Okay. So. Yeah. So this bug is if we move the mouse off the world. So if we do this and we choose like say move, and I take it off of the stage, it goes to 0, 0. So we just need to record our last position. And then if it's not seeing anything, it just keep the last position, and that'll stop this from happening. Bacon? What do Canadians call Canadian bacon side bacon, right? I don't know why we call it Canadian bacon. I'm guessing it all the answer to weird names and everything is usually some sort of immigration thing. That's generally like, they're like, oh, this is a fancy new food from some foreign land called Canada. They're like, oh, Canada, really? Oh, yes, yes. They like it that way there. We'll call it Canadian bacon. Oh, yeah. As a Canadian, you're welcome. Canadians' best export is actors, 100%. Canada, like every great actor that you're like, that guy's charming and cool, and it's like, oh, he's Canadian. That's like every single time if you're thinking that. So let's commit. What can I say? The cool breeds are impeccably charming. An impeccably charming attitude. Yeah. You kind of have to. You gotta live through personality. You're trapped indoors a lot. It's cold outside. All I got is my personality. I'm stuck. So I think we fixed 2 bugs, right? I should have committed the other one as well. Rotation at menu screen and the attack using the wrong attack location. Let's see. So that also was an ability. Well, you know what? Before we commit this, hang on. We haven't watched the AI do anything. So before I speak too soon, let's make sure the game AI still works before we commit this. And we definitely need some sort of like unit test, which is like a mock battlefield where we can just have the game not draw anything, but like play itself real quick and make sure that the same conditions arise. Same seed results in the same actions. When we change this kind of stuff. All right, so it looks like we're okay. And I don't know. That's just all my actor changes. Okay, so bug fixes. Could rotate at start menu. Targeting ability outside its area consumed ability menu. So the bug I was fixing within the solution of that was an entirely separate thing caused by the change of trying to fix that issue. That's why that's not an issue on here. If that makes any sense. If moving the mouse off the playfield, so remember last position. Okay, so this is the last one. We got time. We can do this one too. And after that, we'll just hunt for more bugs. We'll write them down in our Obsidian, and whatever we find, that'll be what we're working on Friday. And then Friday, after that, if we have a good stream on Friday, after that we'll try and add the missing abilities that we kind of want to have. We'll balance the movement. We'll get the health correctly correct. We'll get the attack amounts correct. We're going to start futzing around with it, because I did play this as myself, and I only lost one guy. So definitely need to balance some things out. Although, if you're a veteran tactics player, I won't get into it. It's the beginning stages, right? So if for a beginner, it's going to be hard. For a veteran, it's going to be easy. That's just like a given. So, I think this one's a quick one. If we're using mouse motion, get self from mouse position. So that's where everything goes wrong. My last 4 playtests have been a roller coaster of difficulty. My wife tries the game, it's too easy. Then my friend tries it after I make tweaks, and it's so difficult that it's so difficult. And that's happened twice now. Yeah, dude. It's almost like what you need. You need like the guy who wants to get the best thing and the guy who just wants to play the game, and make both of them happy, so that there's the difficulty of just winning, but then there's the like next level player difficulty of like winning and X. And sometimes that can be implemented poorly. If you've ever played Valkyria Chronicles, they have the ranks, the classic Japanese S rank, right? But the problem with Valkyria Chronicles and its the ranking system is that it takes into account nothing but expediency. So when you're doing a stealth mission, or you're doing something like, it doesn't score, oh, nobody got hurt, or you I don't know, you did this crazy thing or something like that. It's just how quickly did you get to the end. And so the ranking system is shitty, because you want to get those higher ranks because there's usually some benefit to it, but at the same time, like, it's not like what a human player watching the game would say, wow, that was a really good run, you know? But I like the idea behind it, which is to say there's like the normal, like you can get through the game, but then there's also like you can get through the game like pro. And I like that idea because it kind of like the difficulty, that's the Mario difficulty, like the whole Miyamoto thinking about game design, where it's like, well, the player can challenge themselves kind of thing, right? So that's one way you could try to circumvent it, but I have no idea with your game, being that it's a sports game, I don't know how you do that. I have no idea how you do that. I don't know how I would do it with my game either. You could, I mean, you could do the, like in the Mario games, if you really suck ass in the modern Mario games, they give you a special suit that basically makes you invincible unless you fall off the stage, which is like stage 1 of being in a platformer, right? And usually there's like, it's like the raccoon suit and you can just float indefinitely. So even falling is like, you'd have to try. So you could have something like that. Like if they're really sucking ass, you do the opposite where you throw them a bone. And for the player, it's like, okay, I beat the thing, but it's also like, but it's a sports game. Like that's the thing about sports games. Like sports, there's only one winner. You know? I don't know. By the way, if you guys, okay, hang on, before I get direction, mouse position, viewport, get mouse position, try move, active cursor, up, down, mouse position, get self from mouse position, get direction, that's not it, get self from mouse position. All right, so here's the vector to position. This is our current mouse position. If we can get a self from it. So what we want to give it is our starting position. So we return game cursor position if we can't find. Now that, some people would say the separate, like this is bad because you're grabbing, but because it's a vec2 data type, I mean, what we could do is give it the alternate position. So we could say vector 2. Current cursor position. And then we just we return that instead. So then over here we have to send it over. So game, so just cursor position. Okay, so that should fix it. Oh crap, hang on, I gotta make him human player. Run it again. The 4th Valkyria Chronicles, I need to finish it. Okay, so this fixes the problem. So now if we go off the edge, the cursor just stays where it was. So, problem solved. Okay, so now we're gonna hunt for bugs. One thing I would like to do though is in the let me ask you guys this. And this is for the PC players out there. I have a question. So when we go to like move mode, the menu goes away, right? Should I with the expectation that if you hit escape, is escape always pause in a PC game? So if you're in some sort of like interactive element thing of a choosing moment, I don't know how to describe it, but you're in like a select a thing mode, select a spot or whatever. What would you expect on the keyboard to take you back up to the menu itself to escape from it? Is it backspace or is it escape? Or is it something else? Escape is go back until you can't, then it's pause. Okay, that's the way I have it. To back out of the menu. Okay. Okay, yeah, so I have it where you hit escape and it brings the menu back up, and then you hit escape again, and that's how you get to pause. I leave the marching on the pause menu just to keep the world like alive, but certain aspects of the game do pause. Like if there is a move happening, I don't think the animations stop on that until the move completes when you pause, but then nothing else will happen. So if it's the AI's turn, it'll play the next sort of like thing, the next animation cue. But if it's paused, it won't go through the queue after that. Because I'm leaving everything marching. So it would be weird if they're mid-walk, right? And you pause, everyone else is marching, and that guy's the only one frozen in time. Like, so I kind of just compromised. But I don't know. I guess I could just have everything pause. I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that one. But I guess I should just pause everything. Like actually stop the animations, whatnot. Okay, so one major bug for sure is that we don't have screen, like right now, we do need the camera to pan as your mouse moves to the edge if you're using mouse targeting. For sure. Another thing that we need is we need to turn off mouse, ignore mouse if you're using the cursor or the controller. So if you're switching back and forth for whatever weird ass reason, because you're a weirdo, weird ass reason because you're a weirdo, we don't want the cursor to accidentally, like we actually want to hide the cursor. I don't even know if you can do that. Can you do that when, like, if it's not full screen? Or do we need to change the cursor in game? We need to change it from the OS one to a custom one, and then we can hide it. Is that how that works? I don't even know. So that's kind of another thing. Okay, let's have the game play itself again for a little bit, or we'll have the AI back on for the main character. So the pause menu, I would like, for just a quality of life thing, the pause menu to show. Okay, so the pause menu, the pause menu is not mapped to, ooh, there's a bug too. Okay, so what was that? So the pause, sound, cancel, leaving the sound menu from controller does not make the pause menu accessible. Is this called a soft lock or a hard lock? It's a hard lock. I forget the difference between the two. Ah, shit. Leaving sound menu back to pause soft locks. What is the difference? Hang on, let me just finish writing this. Oops. Does soft lock mean you can restart the game and you can continue? Yeah, I suppose. We can't even do that though because we're just totally stuck. So I guess that's a hard lock. I don't know. Let's see. Soft lock, hard lock versus soft lock versus hard lock. There's a crash. Soft lock means the game is running, but in a state where progress is impossible. So it's a soft lock. Okay. Really? It means a crash? So the game's still running. The game loop is still going. Soft lock is a situation in video games where the player gets stuck in a place inside a game, can't keep moving or going back, and is unable to do anything about it. However, at its core, the game is still playable. You become soft locked when you can't return to a previous safe state in the game and can't make progress either. It usually happens because of a glitch. So soft locking in like a puzzle game is you move a block somewhere and you can't unmove it, but you also can't reset the puzzle. And so you're still in the game world and you're still playing and everything, but you've created a scenario wherein like you cannot continue the game because the state that needs to change next, it just won't happen. The hard lock, impossible to keep playing the game. No matter what you do, there's no way to keep playing on the same saved file and you need to start a new one. I guess this is a hard lock. Yeah, exactly. Or like 90s adventures games where you didn't get the critical item and you didn't realize it and you can't progress until 10 hours later. Yeah, soft lock. My infamous soft lock among my friends. Final Fantasy VII, you go down to fight Sephiroth and for some fucking reason, the developers made it where they're like, here's a little save spot, but BT dubs, we're not gonna, like, you can't go back up. So like he went down to fight Sephiroth. There's a save point there. He saved, but then it was like a ladder or something he descended to, and there was no way to go back up. And he was under leveled and he couldn't beat Sephiroth. I distinctly remember that. So, and what sucks about that too is like, if you wanted to go back and play the rest of the game, right? It's like if you were short on memory space, if you were poor, it was like a poor tax. If you were poor, you only had one memory card and you were constantly sacrificing saves because you were always running out of space on the memory card. So you were like, what game am I willing to play over again? And what save is so precious to me that I cannot like lose it? So it was just like, fuck! It was the worst. Oh, man. I soft locked the original Fire Emblem Hardcore when I was a teenager. Ask me on stream sometime, I'll tell you about it. All right, I'll ask you. Oh, man. Okay, so that's a bug. Did we properly and that's a hard lock. Oh, I'm getting an echo. Massive echo. Thank you. Thank you. What's with the echo? There's a lot of them today. A lot of people clapping today. That was the golf clap. People, it tends to come off as a sarcastic thing. It feels sarcastic, so people will golf clap me when I do something. Usually it's like, oh, you actually like did a thing, so I get a golf clap, and it always feels. I love it though, but it feels real sarcastic and pandering. It's that one guy going, yeah. It just feels like you're clapping for your 3-year-old son who did something that's just like no big deal. And I don't know. Oh man. Son in the back, he's crying. No, I don't do that to him. I try not to placate. Sound menu back to pause hard lock. There's actually 2 bugs within that. Because we don't have an actual pause button on the controller. Add pause to controller, because right now the way that you pause in the controller state even is you dang it, you do back, like it's just like hitting escape multiple times. So pause. So pause button on controller should pause. Imagine that. Add controller controls scheme in pause menu. What else? I mean, the big polish thing that I would love to have, but I'm just not going to do, is you have to manually rotate the camera. It's never doing it automatically. So for the AI stuff, I'd love for the camera rotation to calculate. Like right now, we're targeting somebody in the corner, so it should rotate before that so we can see it. And maybe it's not that hard to do. Because I think I would just shoot rays out towards the camera and then see which ones hit. We'd have to have like a virtual viewport that mirrors the camera position and just rotates a bunch to see, like, it just bam 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 does all 4 rotations and measures the number of people affected. All cast a ray out to the camera. The person doing the effect casts a ray out to the camera. There's some value amount to all of them, and whatever happens to be the best position to rotate, we rotate the camera in that position the fewest amount of times. So if we rotate counterclockwise or clockwise, we want it to be the fewest number of rotations. That's how I would do it. Nano, yeah, it's coming along. I mean, this is the Final Fantasy Tactics cadet mission. This is like the first mission in the game that you actually get to play. So this is the same stage. We're just modeling it after it. But yeah, we're borrowing heavily from Tactics. What's this? This should play. Oh yeah. I don't want to get stricken. My computer right now is struggling. Yes, this right here, we should loop that for the golf clap. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. It's so stupid. I love it. So, pause button on the controller should pause, leaving the sound menu back. So I'm just building a list of things to do for the next stream, guys. Add control scheme to the pause menu. Confirm move position. We need some sort of interface for that. I think I'm going to do the long hold thing from Destiny. I know some people can't stand that, but I'm going to make mine really short because it doesn't actually need to be that long, but I just want to avoid the accidental selection thing. right? So where you press it and it's like, damn it. But I also want to avoid that constant prompting that Tactics always did, where it's like, hey, you just selected attack position. Are you sure? Like, I want to avoid that. So if it's like half a second hold or something like that, then that's what we'll do. And it gives somebody the other nice thing about that is it does give somebody a split second to be like, and they can let go and think, no, hang on. I think that'll be a decent, I think that's a decent thing. I don't think it'll be not nearly as annoying as constantly being prompted, but it does add up to fractions of a second of somebody's life that we're taking away. You gotta consider those things. That's why I have no respect. If you're adding fake load screens, don't increase your load screens just to make your game seem bigger than it is. Don't get rid of the load screens. Damn it. I still don't understand that. I don't get it, but that's just my personal opinion. It's my personal opinion. Is that a thing? Some people will do it. It's a big thing in the indie space, or at least I've seen videos even being like, you should add some time to your load screens. It's like, what the fuck? Like, what? No. It's impressive if your game has none. It's just, it implies in some people's minds, I think it implies quality. We wrote those hints. That's the only bit. That's the only the only thing. You know what? Losing hints from fast loads is like losing the. You know what it is? There's no manual you take home and read on the ride home while your mama's driving you home or something like that. But there's no manual to flip through or whatever while you're doing something else while you're on the crapper or whatever. So. The load screen hint menu is the modern manual. Yeah. What I hate is the dynamic load screen hints that are, or the dynamic load screen hints that are like they know you're screwing up on something, and the hint is very like, hey, moron, try not getting hit will make you survive longer in this game. And it's like, oh, thanks for that. I really appreciate that. Okay, so we're running out of time here, guys. Actually, I probably should go. All right, I didn't do any shout outs. Let me do a shout out to Mud Streaming, doing Pico 8 development. Working on if you like tactics stuff, if you're here and you like what you see here, check out Mud. Let me do a shout out here, Mudbound Dragon. Drone combat, tactical drone combat on the Pico 8. Justin, how's it going? Justin, I do have Hollow Knight on Steam. I was thinking about playing it at nights. We've talked about it. So I could give that a shot. What do you think? We're talking about Metroidvanias. I love playing them. I don't know that I would like making them though. Okay, let's play through the game one more time and then we'll raid out, guys. And then I want to do a shout out to Justin as well. Is there anybody else I'm missing? Nathir, I hope things are going well. So the targeting on throw. See, it shows the target when we're so that's a bug. Do you guys think if you're in attack on with mouse, right click should take you back? I feel like that should happen. In choose in cursor mode, right click should escape from mode. Feature. I do have the escape key as well. You can do both, but I do feel like right click. So even if you're at end, if you right click, it should just go back like that. And the direction buttons still work. Yes. Okay. Playable purely with mouse. There's like one or two things that camera rotation is an example where I can't think of a way to do that in mouse without showing some sort of icon. And camera rotation in a game like this is actually really useful and important. We were talking about actually having it be where you could grab the stage and move it with like the right mouse or the middle mouse. Not everybody has middle mouse though. So it could be like controller, press down controller shift and then left click to pan the world around. The thing that I don't like about that is I lock on 90 for rotation. And if we did do something with mouse, it would need to be something where you could free move and then let go. And the math is a 3D thing, and I'm afraid to even try to implement it because that would turn into a full day work. So for this particular thing, are you locked to locking 90 degrees? I don't think it would be that big of a deal for the mouse to do something like that. I would want it to be very close to 1-to-1 though. I think that's my message that I gotta go. No. Let's see. So when we attack, press and hold to attack. So if we're on mouse, press and hold to attack. I guess we could do that. We could have some sort of icon. I mean, there's the traditional circle loading icon thing. And choosing a direction right now, just a pro tip for you guys if you're gonna play test this, it doesn't do anything just yet. Directions, I haven't even implemented like higher hit values from the sides or the rear or anything, so it currently doesn't do anything. I feel like that might be something I want to implement before we I mean, I could do mouse wheel for rotation instead of zooming in and out. So mouse wheel in and out could zoom in and out, mouse wheel down and dragging. Middle mouse drag for rotate. Yeah. We do need a zoom. You know what? We should, this is, see, I gotta be careful. I gotta be careful. I want to add features, but we're trying to polish what we have. So if we're trying to get mouse play going, then add rotate with mouse. Oops. I think it's not unreasonable to expect to have that. Oops. Is that how that works? Test. That's weird. Why did it do Sorry guys, I'm kind of messing around with something. Normally my doing is just one list of things here. So here's what I'm going to do. What does this look like? Can I do test? No. Okay. I was gonna say there's no way. So we'll just do something like this. Can I do carrots pointing up for prototype playtest number 1? Do you think I should, you know what I should do too is I feel like I should we should end it with a survey. I feel like that's not a bad idea. Okay, so if we do that and I throw this here, then I can just throw these all up here. The order doesn't really matter. You know what? Let's do this the way that these boards are meant to do. Prototype playtest number 1. And then put them over here and put these here. Normally I just have it look this way, but this is better. Okay. There we go. And I always need to remember to look through this stuff because generally there's something that I've already done that we don't need to, like I've fixed it. This is done. This is done. This is done. So technically, I don't know. Technically, this isn't happening, but it kind of is. That's not done. Camera zoom's not done. Personalities. Flood fill for jumping. You know what? I'm going to keep this here. I'm just going to rename it. Recursive. This is done. Although there's a bug with it now. Oh, this is... Okay, so this was the first one. So this was done. And then we do have the recursive one. We're not doing this. Okay. Let's think. Did we add the mouse? Confirm mouse position. Cursor mode right click should escape from mode. Guys, I think that's about it. Let me try a ranged attack with our AI friend, or with our first actor. Make sure that works with everything. I have to jump into a meeting. All right, Mud, see ya. Start move. We're gonna move here. Attack, throw stone. Yep. Okay, let's try throw stone. We'll pick a target that you can't hit. And throw stone, the flood for throw stone and any targeted attack for range needs to use the heights to determine whether or not the flood continues. Presently, we're not doing that, so you can throw, like you can throw up here, you shouldn't be able to. So we have to use the heights to determine that stuff. Let's try targeting somewhere we can't throw. Okay, and we're good. And we can throw stone on ourselves, right? Which kind of makes no sense. What do we throw it up in the air and let it hit us on the head? Let's see. Huh. Oh! Oh, that's funny. Okay. Oh, this is a feature, but I feel like it's important for this. We need to pop up hit points. Show HP. Show hit points. Plus, plus, minus, when ability. Used resolves on target. Okay, I think I need to lock this in and say this is it. Unless I find something major along the way. Yeah, we need some like numbers to bounce up to show how much damage we did. We could even make them like bigger if it's like on scale, if it's like a big amount. Somebody has low hit points or something, and or you do like major damage, like maybe the number pops more or something. All right, that's it for now, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna dismiss this ad break. I missed the other one. Sorry about that, guys. I must have been mid-talk. Let's find somebody to raid. I can type. I can type. Leave me alone. There's Johnson. Frostpunk. I'd like to raid people who are actually doing some development. Is something running? No. Yeah, let me do a shout out to Justin Helps. I forgot. Thank you for your support, Jacob, and Justin and everybody else as well. Justin Helps, doing all kinds of cool stuff, making videos with Godot, and doing all kinds of really cool sim related stuff in Godot. So if that's up your alley, I definitely recommend giving him a follow. Check him out.
Fine. Definitely live. Yeah. IFHG.
Everyone's doing overlays. I will not raid overlays. So Proton is in the demo scene doing stuff on the C64 and 6502 assembly, as well as Amiga and other stuff. Looks like he's sequencing some music tracks right now.
Yeah, you're very welcome, love. Of course. It's
Sorry.
What was the cost, by the way? What was the cost?
God, my computer is chugging right now. Sorry, guys. Let me end the YouTube part of the broadcast because that's what's doing it. Bye, YouTube.